Is the government about to reverse one of its most consumer-friendly tax policies? The increase in custom duty threshold was meant to make life easier for Jamaicans, but now concerns are being raised at the highest level. So the big question is this a policy adjustment or a full U-turn? Now, to understand where we are now, we have to go back to where this policy started.
One of the things I'm happiest about in this budget is that we have raised it's called a technical word, de minimis threshold for duty on importation from $50 to $100. What does that mean? It means that when you import items from Amazon, and I know some of you import from Shein and from Fashion Nova, as long as it is below $100 or 15,600 Jamaican dollars, you will pay no duty at all. Today, the limit is $50. Anything above $50 today, you pay duty on. But come April of 2024, coming out of this budget, you'll pay no duty on products that cost less than $100. Shein, Fashion Nova, them bust now.
That was former Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke back in 2024. He was supporting the increase in the custom duty threshold during his budget presentation, and at the time, the limit moved from $50 to $100, allowing Jamaicans to import more goods without paying duties. And the stated objective was clear: to expand access to goods, to stimulate business activity, and to support growth in shipping and logistics. But more importantly, this policy was never about increasing government revenue. It was about reducing the tax burden and improving efficiency. In simple terms, it was about giving Jamaicans more financial flexibility. Now, fast forward to the 2026-27 Jamaica Budget Debate. Finance Minister Fayval Williams has now raised concerns. Now, she described what can only be called a flood of packages entering into the country duty-free, a deluge. And this has been driven, she says, by a few key behaviors: order splitting, undervaluing items, and making purchases below the US $100 threshold. The result? More imports entering the country, but less customs revenue being collected. And in her words, no revenues flowing to the treasury on these transactions. Now here's where we need to think a little deeper. Because the policy itself hasn't changed, it still stands on the website of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. The $100 threshold still exists. Items below that value are still duty-free. And the original goal still stands: efficiency and a focus on higher value imports. So the real question becomes, if the policy was never meant to maximize revenue, why is revenue loss now the concern? And more importantly, are we moving towards stricter enforcement? Are we considering lowering the threshold or even placing more taxes on smaller imports? Because if that happens, it could mean more pressure on everyday Jamaicans, especially in the aftermath of the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa, who are trying to stretch their dollar. So, is this a U-turn or simply a response to unintended consequences? At its core, this issue is about balance: consumer relief, government revenue, economic growth. And whatever decision comes next will shape how Jamaicans shop, spend, and save their money. This has been Building Wealth with Wisdom. Until next time, walk good, stay wise, and build wealth with wisdom. See you in the next episode.